The podcast you are listening to of Holmberg's Morning Sickness is brought to you by my friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Trust me on this one. You've had barbecue before, but you haven't had it this good. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale, ericsfamilybbq.com.
When was the last time you had really good Texas-style barbecue? Eric's Family Barbecue, the way it's supposed to taste. Always delicious, never rushed, and prepared to perfection. Eric's Family Barbecue uses only 100% fresh meat, slowly smoked over mesquite wood until it's juicy and delicious. We all know their brisket is the best, but have you tried their pulled pork ribs, or rib tips? Amazing, and their sides are all house-made. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Make the trip. You won't be sorry. Go to ericsfamilybbq.com for more information.
Holmberg's Morning Sickness.
You've been deceived by an agent of Satan himself. He's evil.
Sitting right here. Come on.
No, he's not evil. He's just a bit rude.
98 UPT.
Good morning, everybody. Hello there. Welcome to Wednesday. It's 5:45. My name is John Holmberg. How are you? There's Brady Bogan, Brett Festley, of course, Big Dick Toledo, somewhere around here. Hi, off of last night's Suns game. Suns win. Oh, no. And you're right, Brady. The Atlanta Braves are the world champions. And, I mean, you could hear nothing at all. Nobody cared.
No chopping from a distance.
Nobody cared. And I hope you enjoyed the World Series. Hope everybody listening enjoyed the World Series because it's the last one you're going to see for about 3 years.
Yep.
There's nothing that's going to happen in baseball. It is closed up. I don't know how it's going to work, but if they manage to get something together to have baseball next year, I'll be blown away because this work stoppage that's going to happen, I think, tomorrow. When do the meetings start? Maybe it's the 18th. I might be confusing it with something else. But November.
I think they've been meeting.
Well, the winter officially begin after the World Series, so you can't really meet yet. But they're ready to go, and they're going to close baseball. It's going away. And you know what the Diamondbacks players said? Thank God. We need more time to not play baseball. We spent a whole summer not doing it. We can do another one. Diamondbacks won't even notice a difference. They could actually walk away with the exact same record. They were horrible.
And can it afford taking that time off?
Yes, because they've got a $10 billion deal with the networks, and it's the owners that will close out the players until the players stop asking for $40 and $50 million contracts. $30 million is an average pitcher now.
That's insane.
That's crazy. That's insanity.
What is it, Garrett Cole getting $35 million a year?
$35 million to be good.
Yeah.
Not
not even great.
Spectacular,
Yeah.
nothing. He's just good. I mean, that's bananas. And the owners can't keep that up. You got guys in free agency coming up here that are going to start commanding $70 and $80 million year contracts if some of these average guys are getting 30. It's crazy. So baseball's going away. And I don't think anybody cares anymore, especially the way it's. I love baseball, but I don't think anybody cares anymore. I honestly don't think it's got. If they're losing people like me, my buddy Craig, who we go to winter league baseball games. I like going to winter baseball, like this fall league that's going on. Have you ever been?
Mm-mm.
You should go. We should
Not
go.
to the fall.
It's awesome. First off, it's prospects playing ball. Smell of baseball's in the air. The weather's always 75 degrees. You get hot dogs. You get beer. There's no crowd. It's like the old spring training. But in the crowd, hooers trying to score themselves some prospects, and they make it known. It's Bull Durham.
There's a farm league amongst a farm league.
There is a draft going on while the players play way outside of baseball between the hooers, and they walk from dugout side to dugout side depending on who's coming and going.
So is it like
a lot of notes making their way down to the dugout?
Oh, yeah, a lot of notes.
It's like a warm-up for the Phoenix Open where they're out trying to...
This is an aggressive Phoenix Open.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The Phoenix Open, there's so many options. This one is they've got to actually watch, understand, know that this guy is like, okay, he's 20. He's in the A's system. He's the fifth-ranked prospect in baseball. You know, one of those kind of things. They know that stuff.
Their stat book out and everything.
They're like scoring. They've got a thing. Like, all right. And you'll hear one of them go get him, Tommy. And then, and she stands up like Glenn Close, and usually she's manufactured to the nines. And then Tommy's standing on first base, and he'll give a wave. Like, you'll watch Connections. It's phenomenal.
The one guy that's raking it,
for
the team, but he's never going to have a shot at the show. He's just good there.
Yeah.
But they don't. Major League doesn't have a bunch of money invested in him.
Mm-hmm.
He's got great numbers, but he still pulls it in, too.
The organization.
Crash Davis pulls it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a guy who pulls he'll pull in the old Susan Sarandon, who's been at this for a while, and she's just out there to bone a prospect. It is amazing. And I love that. That said, baseball's I didn't watch much. I watched some of the World Series. You can't sit through 5 hours of a game. It's a slog. You can't do it. Can't be done. 5 hours of entertainment is right out. I can't binge a show I like for 5 hours, let alone a game that's just 90 minutes of commercials mostly. And even during the game, they have commercials. So it's like while you're watching it, there's ads going on.
I didn't see one pitch
5th.
last night.
December 5th is when the winter meeting. So
San
that's
Diego.
when baseball will close. Baseball will close for Christmas. And that sucks because spring training is still great, even though they've kind of ruined that by making everything $80 and act like it's a real game.
Weren't the Cubs like lawn seats like
$8?
$60? No, I know
now they're like 60. Well, it
Yeah, the
depends. They
highest
flex it.
average
Yeah, you get
of
$60 or $70 for a lawn seat. But the Braves are the world champions, and absolutely no one cares. Absolutely no one cares.
I do. I'm just happy it wasn't the Astros.
Well, that's the only reason. If you had a vested interest or a hate,
Right.
If you're a Braves fan, loved it. If you hate the Astros, I don't have a hate for the Astros because I just don't. But I don't know. And then I was at the Suns game last night watching that Twink Dancer again. Man, oh man. My buddy Mark and I both placed bets because I told him about my bet. My FanDuel bet was Devin Booker gets a double-double. $100 got me $1,400. By the time he got to the H&H Ranch apartment, I told him about it, and he goes, well, put me down for one of those. I'm like, all right, it was plus 800 for him by then. The odds had changed. I'm like, all right, so you're in for an $800 win. I'm in for $1,300. Devin Booker gets 7 points in the first period. And we're like, he's got the points part. We're good on that. So he's going to tick that box. Didn't get to the fourth till he hit 10. We needed rebounds because we knew Devin would do that. And the reason I thought it was a good idea is because the Pelicans have small guards. This guy doesn't go after any rebounds at all. But the game was crazy interesting because we were rooting more for Devin Booker to do what we wanted to do. It was like trying to control a video game, but your controller's low on batteries. Like you can't get him to move. He does not rush for rebounds. Next thing you know, in the fourth quarter, Devin's going after boards. 6, 7, 8. Now he's got 17 points, 8 boards. And I'm looking like, got a minute left. He can pull this off. At one point, a ball bounced off the rim right to Devin Booker, and he went to grab it, and then he took his hands off of it and let it go out of bounds. 9.
That would have been it?
Didn't happen, but he ended up with 8 instead. And we were losing it. At the end of the game, we're like, come on, Pelicans, keep
we got to
scoring.
make those bets coming in. You know
I'm
what I mean?
telling you what. You got to.
I'm just saying.
I thought of you because I'm watching Booker go, go. Don't touch it. That's a rebound.
I watched that Bad Sports last night. ASU point shaving.
Oh, yeah.
And after that, it was like, wow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you watch that stuff after you watch a point shaving documentary, and you're like, they're doing it like all the time. But damn it all, if that's something that we were that close, crazy close. I was going nuts. And then another bet in the World Series, and I wasn't even watching it, that the Braves pitcher would strike out 4 or more, and that Tucker would have 3 RBIs. Well, they get shut out. I mean, that would have made $3,000. And I'm like, I took a couple of shots yesterday. That was a $100 bet, $3,000 payout. So we went out to the Dos Equis Lounge, which this time did, in fact, house Dos Equis, which was shocking compared to the first time we were there. And then back to our seats to watch that Twink Dancer. My God, I sent you guys videos.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. Amazing,
I couldn't even
right?
play it on my phone.
You couldn't?
It was so flaming hot.
Yeah, it makes your face. He's just ridiculously hot. It's embarrassing. Brett's reaction was great because I sent him a vid, and I'm like, you tell me this guy isn't. Mark and I are like, oh, my God, every move he made. Oh, that's incredible. And Brett just fires back, holy yeah, that's right, because you can't not.
You're right.
You can't not watch this kid dance. And I hate dancing.
Trying to watch the broads in the background.
Impossible. They can't
yeah.
do it. They look fat. They look slow. It's like a bunch of Warren Sapps and this Twink, and the Twink is just eyeball candy. Fantastic. And I'm looking at Mark. I'm like, this is bad. And he goes, I can't take my eyes off of him. And he goes, he's hot. Like he's doing things. If a girl did it, would give me an erection immediately. Like his moves are so insanely sexy. The only problem is he's got that dong and balls attached to his body. Outside of that, what a catch. And I'll tell you right now,
there's at least 10,000 down-low boners going on in that arena when he's dancing.
I said it to both of you before. So we have to appreciate this dancer.
Don't
long before he
sexualize
goes. Long before, because he's leaving. He's not going to be with us much longer. He's going to either marry a millionaire Twink, die of something, because we all do, or just go off to Broadway and become the greatest, the new Tommy Tune. He's amazing. Amazing. So just appreciate him while he's here, wives. Because there's a twink millionaire in that front row that's just going, Eric, I need you to get in my limousine and suck my... And he's going to do it. Amazing. The guy's a dancing machine. But Suns win last night. This FanDuel thing has made average games so much more fun.
It helps.
I was jumping up and down. We were getting so close. Booker's pulling down a couple rebounds late in the game. Amazing. If you can go there and get paid $1,000 to watch a game, it's worth it. And it only costs us an extra $100. And Mark and I had a deal now that we'll put a $100 bet on every game we go to. And that's, we'll probably end up at 25 or 30 games before the end of the year. You hit one, you're all right. It's $3,000 a year. We'll be good. It makes the game 10 times better. This FanDuel Sportsbook loaded up last night at the arena. It's amazing. I want to bet on that twink and how long he's going to last. And then they had another guy dancer out there, a black guy, and he's nowhere near it, which is shocking. The twink dancer. Every time I go now, I walk away remembering that. Devin Booker had a nice dunk. The giant that plays for the Pelicans is hard not to look at.
You think people are going to be asking for more breaks?
Oh,
we have a break?
The crowd was
Bring them out.
I'll tell you this. The Suns' Dia de los Muertos halftime thing. I text Kevin Ray. I'm like, does this come with chips and salsa? This is the most boring thing I've ever watched. They had
sugar skulls out there.
But all the girls did. They dressed up in their sugar skulls and their gigantic clothes, and they had ribbons, and they just walked around. Well, some guy was like, and he's doing the whole Spanish thing, and I'm like, I don't understand a word of this. And then it's like, this is going on a long time, like 20 minutes of this. That's enough. Even the Mexican people were bored. Like, all right, we know you're catering to us right now, but unless I get my chips and salsa right now, this is all a waste of time. Only time I want to hear that kind of music is when I'm diving into the hot sauce. Mexicans know it. Their music's horrible. It sounds like it's 125 years old. It's got tubas and accordions and everything you never wanted to hear put together. It's if it was food, you'd throw it away. Mexican music is dreadful. Mexicans, you know this. And then some guy comes out, and what was that? He doesn't do it on a mic because he can scream so loud. And then,
if they have it going in the Dos Equis lounge, that's one thing.
No. If they had it going there, I would immediately contact Melissa, my ticket supervisor, and say I would like out of the Dos Equis lounge. The music is horrible. It's Mexican music. The only time it's acceptable, and barely so, is in a Mexican restaurant. And even then, all I want is just Mexican pop hits. Like, I want the Britney Spears of Mexico to be playing on the speakers. Just foreign language pop songs. I don't want that authentic stuff.
Played with trumpets and tubas and stuff?
None of the tubas and trumpets. We got to get rid of that. The whole brass. I like the hats. I like the outfits. But can we modernize this a little? Mexicans, please. Can you guys at your next meeting? I mean, there's got to be a meeting at Quinceañera or something that everybody's got to go to, right? And just say, hey, can we get rid of the tubas and the accordion thing? Nobody's into this anymore. None of you can be into this. It's a tradition. Some traditions suck, and the South said slavery was a tradition. We had to stop that, too. So let's just end this. Not to compare the two, but one's bad. The other is it's Mexican music. You thought I was going the other way. And I've been hanging around Brady too long. Because the news last night, they did a story. Let me finish this before you jump in, because I already know you're going to joke dick this. Did you see this is not a joke. Did you see the guy in Buckeye who was at work when a manufactured home fell on top of him?
Really?
Yeah, he survived. But do you know what he said?
Come on. Get off me, Holmes.
Get off me, Holmes. You had to do it with the accent, Brady. I knew it. I thought it when I saw it, and I knew it. I'm like, I've been hanging out with Brady too long. Get off me, Holmes.
Punched his way out of there.
A house fell on a man in Buckeye. Other guys lifted the house off, like Wizard of Oz stuff, only with manufactured homes. Fell on him, lifted it off him. They get him to the hospital like, this is no good. He's in stable condition. An entire home fell on him, and he's okay.
Again, they're lifting 200 pounds off
I
those
know.
manufactured
That's
homes.
who is... I didn't realize that one of those could tip over on top of you and you'd be all right. Like the entire house fell down on the guy. You'd still think that the parts inside would crush him. Nope, they're just as bad as the other. I mean, it's just a house fell on a man.
Did they steal his ruby slippers while he was
Yeah, no, they got to get him. Yeah. No, we got to take care of this witch, man. Give me those shoes. Where to see
Give me
the
those
wizard? give me them shoes. They're curling the toes, actually. They liked it when her feet curled because it makes those big boots that curl. It's just nuts. So, yeah, I couldn't help but laugh thinking of Brady saying, "Get off me, Holmes." Because it happened in the West Valley. A house fell on a guy. I assumed he was a Mexican worker.
And that was yelled.
You think it was? That's authentic?
Yeah.
Ah, guys, come on. Get off me, Holmes. It's the oldest joke in the world, and I couldn't stop laughing at it because it killed me. But I was rolling. So congratulations to Brady for infiltrating all of our heads with garbage dad jokes. Mildly racist garbage.
Would have been different if it was one of those Lennar homes that they're doing in Austin, Texas.
What's that?
They're doing 100 homes are building on the 3D printer.
Oh, I saw that.
And all the walls are concrete. So the 3D printer just layers it out, kind of. It's a one-story ranch house.
It spits out
doing 100
concrete?
of them. Yep.
Isn't that the same as building a house, though? I don't understand why the 3D printer is better than, like, the concrete.
Doesn't require as many workers.
You don't need Jose and Paco and everything else.
How come? It like pours the walls out. It sounds. That's what it sounds like. It's got the.
Does somebody have to work the thing, though?
Yeah, but you don't need as many people, and until the end on the finishing, you'll need your, the roofing
eventually. Yeah, but they're printing out all the parts. I thought
they said, the big thing is eventually. I mean, they'll do this 100 home thing, but it'll be speed and the efficiency of not as much waste.
See, I thought it was just printing out the pieces, and then dudes still put it together. I didn't think the 3D printer actually just went out there and worked.
They made it sound like they're pouring the walls. This little
I think
with the concrete
but there's dudes that have to put
and the
it
printer.
Together.
It's all computer.
The printer's getting the parts, but the dudes. I mean, it's not out there like walking around spitting out parts and building a house. Like spits out the parts and then the dudes have to put it up. Like they still have to build it. So they'll do a slab of concrete somewhere and then lift it. But yeah, maybe you don't need guys hauling cinder blocks back and forth because the thing's doing. You still have somebody pick up the stuff and put it where it goes.
I figure you have to still build the grid, but they're saying it doesn't take as many people.
That's impressive. Well, 3D printers are going to be everything soon, and I love it. And those homes can't fall on you. Get off me, Holmes. This is your fault. It was your fault. Yesterday, I was down at the H&H Ranch early. I was going to grab some materials. Needed some laundry detergent. Some soda pops for Johnny, and get some stuff. So I hoofed it, big city style, over to the Fry's, which is one building over. So I'm walking the city streets, right? 4:30, I guess. Go over to the Fry's, going to get myself some spot shot, little laundry stuff, get things done. Get to the place where you got to cross the street to go to the Fry's, and I just hear, hey, brother. And because I am a bigot inside and I assume the worst, I'm like, I'm wearing nice Jordans. This guy's I'm going to fight. I'm in a fight now because he saw my shoes. He's going to want those. And he goes, hey, man, can you help a brother out? And I'm like, you know what? I don't have anything on me. No cash. He goes, no, man. Want to buy me some stuff in that Fry's? And then my inner liar came out, and I immediately came up with a great excuse that, I'm meeting somebody down the street. I'm not going to Fry's, which I was going to Fry's. But now I have to not go to Fry's because he's right there.
You can't be an urban warrior now.
So I walked all the way around the Fry's, all the way up to, like, Adams, all the way back to where Stand Up Live is and went to the Walgreens instead. Like a 2.5-mile detour because some homeless guy was standing there wanting me to buy him Old English or something inside that Fry's. It's got to be illegal to stand outside the Fry's and say, buy me things inside here, and then I have to go, And I should have just said, I lied.
You just say no?
Because I inner lied first. My inner liar popped in before my dick showed up. Like, there's an inner liar and an inner asshole, and the inner liar showed up. And said, oh, man, no, I'm not going to Fry's. Like, oh, man, I'm in a pickle now because I was going to Fry's. Now I got to walk by it because otherwise now he is going to be mad. And I don't want to piss him off. I don't know how mentally stable he is. So instead of, you're right, like inner dick should have said, move out of the way, inner liar. No, I'm not buying you anything. Get a job. That would have been great. I didn't.
For the $3 40 ounce of Schlitz malt liquor, you walked 2.5 miles.
I didn't get him anything.
Unbelievable.
That's what I'm saying. You should have just get $3.
And you know what? Brett makes a strong point. But no, I shouldn't have just given him $3.
It's better than walking 2.5 miles.
It's not. I hoofed it all the way around.
When you got to Walgreens, you got hit up again.
Oh, it would have been a nightmare. I would have told him I'm going to Stand Up Live, and I would have gone to another place. My inner liar would have taken me to. I would have just had I
10 miles later.
I'll get detergent in a better neighborhood.
He's on Central and Camp.
Carrying bags back. I got away from the homeless. Hey, man. Hey, brother. Me? Yeah. Mm-hmm. You want to buy me something in that store? Inner dick normally shows up for inner liar popped out. Oh, I'm not going to Fry's. Sorry, bro. And I think it's because he was nice and called me brother. And bye. And I looped a good mile to go all the way to the Walgreens down the street. I'm like, dumbass. And I was mad at myself, like, all the way around. But you know what, Brett? No, you're wrong.
No.
Just giving him $3.50 for malt liquor causes that problem again later.
But not to you.
Right. But maybe. You don't know that.
Oh,
maybe.
Come on.
I don't perpetuate it. I don't give anybody money in that way. If
You're
I don't
hanging
know
out with
you,
Larry too much now.
it is a little bit of that. But
What happened?
I don't give anybody. I didn't get the proper question.
French accent.
Oh, well.
Don't speak English.
Inner liar jumped out. Oh, I've been inner retarded guy. I've been inner Frenchman. I've done all sorts of that stuff. That's
There's
a goal.
so many plays.
My inner Frenchman, I usually preempt by speaking tons of fake French as I approach a homeless person. Then they leave you alone. That's a great one. If you're walking down the street and there's some homeless guy and you see him and you just go, and you do it on your phone. They don't go, can I have some money? You're like, oh, okay. I don't know how to speak French. I don't know any of it. My worst nightmare, and I assumed this will never happen, is that the homeless guy also is bilingual with French. Then I'm going to give him some money. Because then I just lose. All right, you got me. But there's no possible way a dude on the streets also speaks French. Not happening. And I would tell him, you are this gibberish, eh? You're not speaking the language of love. Oh, je vais un pontoir, huh?
You don't think Pierre Jackson knows that, or what?
No, I don't think anybody. Baguette.
98% safe.
I'd go even higher. But you try that. The Frenchman, I didn't see the guy. He came up behind me. I didn't have a chance to play pretend French. I couldn't Kaiser Sose an accent of mental challenged guy. That would be fun to just break into if you're just standing on the thing. Hey, brother, man, you want to buy me something at Fry's? I don't have. Jesus, he went full R-word like immediately. I don't have money for fries. Will you buy me something at Fry's if I buy you something? But I walked almost 2 miles to go to the Walgreens.
What also works, next time, here's a good one for you.
Right.
You turn around and you're like, hey, brother.
Mm-hmm. I say that back.
No, you turn around and he says, you're going to buy something for me and fries. You start dry heaving like you're going to throw up and just leave.
Just to puke?
Like you're getting sick.
Why?
Done. That's all you have to do. I was like, he's sick. Gotta let him go.
You think they care about health?
Yeah,
they think he's a big health-conscious homeless?
He's like, I'm not going to hold him to it.
Oh, man, I'm kind of a germaphobe. I would like you to see 6 feet, please. The distance with me. The dude was filthy, Brady. I could have puked on him. He wouldn't have noticed. He just wanted something in the fries.
You just turn, sir, you're not wearing a mask.
But had I done it Brett's way and just taken this, I think he would have come with me. Now I'm tied to him for however long it takes for me to buy him.
Well, he's not getting in the game, so you're all right there.
I'm not worried about the game.
All right.
Like I go into Fry's.
Brett's
Is he
just
coming
like
with?
hang out with him in the grocery store.
Is he going to stand outside and wait for me?
Yeah.
When we go into the grocery store, he's going to want more stuff. Why don't you give me some Kit Kats?
They probably won't let him in.
That's
so
true.
he probably does have to wait.
You had a
outside.
little time. You both get 40s and just start hanging out and talking for a little
Just
bit.
drop some street time.
Yeah, John McFeely. What are you doing over there?
It wasn't a moment of cheapness, Brett. It's a moment of inner liar popped up and ruined everything. But I got a nice walk. It's a beautiful day.
Did you close all the rings on your Apple Watch?
Yeah, I got every. Oh yeah. So look how many steps I took yesterday. That twink dancer's going to be so pleased. My abs will be popping tonight.
Got to work on that high kick.
Yeah, all the way around, and I was just pissed off. By the time I got to Blanco, which was a good mile away from Fry's, and I still had to turn around and go the other direction because I knew where the CVS was or Walgreens or whatever. But I'll just go to that stupid drugstore. And then I'm crossing it first, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, where is this place? And I hoofed it all the way over there, and everything was going there. And then the best thing is downtown, the employees don't really care about the way the store's perceived because the lady was stocking shelves. And I said, excuse me, where's do you have Spot Shot or like a spray and wash? And she goes, I'm stocking right now, and it's a bunch of bush. I'm like, okay, I'll just fend for myself, I suppose. I think she was furious at someone else.
Welcome to downtown living.
But she had it was great because I'm like, I appreciate that. That's very nice. Most customers don't get it. And you know where it was? Like where she was stalking, if you just went around the corner, all she had to do was just point, next aisle over.
Full.
I am stalking right now, and it's bush. Okay, I'll find it. And maybe she was saying that because I was within a foot and a half of it if I'd have just kept walking. Yeah, I just giggled like it was funny. Good stuff. And then the guy behind the counter at the drugstore, I said, is this a checkout? And he goes, no. I'm looking at the register. I'm looking at him. I'm looking at the desk. I'm like,
everything's matching up.
Everything really kind of, this was one of those draw a line to what you think a checkout looks like. It would be you.
Isn't that a register?
Yeah,
no, it's not.
Pretty sure if this was a cartoon, it said identify the checkout counter. I'd point to this. And he points over at the self-check. He didn't feel like doing it. It was awesome. And it was, I think it's because
a phone number.
I'm assuming shift change was 5 o'clock because it was probably 4:45 by the time I got there. And they were done. They didn't want to deal with me. They didn't want to deal with anybody else. Just stock and go. But it was an interesting day. I just giggled the entire time. So, fun night. Fun night all the way around. And I am so happy I have the H&H Ranch apartment based on the tragedy that happened to Henry Ruggs III, the receiver for the Raiders. And Brett's been in a situation in the past you hate even bringing up, but I'm bringing it up, where, you were in a terrible car accident due to the fact that you had a few pops.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know how many times I've had drinks, probably been over the legal limit, but still, okay, and you dodge it. And Henry Ruggs, I don't know how drunk he was or whatever. He's 22 years old, and he's facing 20 years in jail because he ran into another car, and the car blew up.
Jesus.
And killed a woman inside the car and her dog. But it's manslaughter now. And you think about that, how many times that all of us, every one of you, and the ones who haven't, good on you. You're virtuous and righteous, but every one of us.
You're lying, too.
And you're most of the time you're lying. Have climbed behind it. Even Brady had a couple of pops, and maybe over the limit. If you bump into something, or a guy steps in front of your car and you run him over accidentally. I watched a dude get hit by a car once, and the guy who hit him came over to me, and I kind of knew him. He owned restaurants, and I said, did you have anything to drink? And he goes, thank God, no. He goes, normally I had 2 pops at dinner, and I didn't. And I'm like, man. And so last night I had a couple of the Dos Equis and a vodka soda, and I thought to myself, not worth it, not even close to worth it, and hopped into the H&H Ranch and felt like this is the best possible thing you can do. Uber and all that stuff, I've been terrible. I don't like leaving my car places, but there's been times when I don't drive plastered, but I've had a few drinks and gotten behind the wheel, and it's dumb. And Henry Ruggs' life is ruined. I mean, the Raiders cut him immediately. Before even the initial hearing, like his first time in court, the Raiders released him. They can't even, it's over. The DUI is in. The lady has passed on. This is no longer
I just think of the impairment side of it, not only the drinking, but as much as they're on commercials and we say that texting,
it's all bad.
Medications.
The difference with texting is, and it is still punishable and you can get in big trouble, is it is an automatic like drinking. Like if you got a DUI, like you can be driving and distracted. And they're like, all right, and you hit somebody and kill them. There's something. It isn't necessarily going to be jail manslaughter. It isn't going to be involuntary death.
Yeah,
you kill somebody with alcohol and you get the DUI. That is charge 1. You got the DUI.
2 to 20 years.
He's getting a long, and he's 22 years old. And I don't know if he was plastered. I don't know how irresponsible he was. He had that beautiful Corvette. I don't know if you saw the pictures of it, and high rate of speed early in the morning. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know his story, but it makes you think. I bumped a guy once running into my Jeep who stepped out onto a curb, and I was turning right. And I was looking left to see if I could go, not thinking pedestrian. He's walking. I bumped him. And I looked. I wasn't drinking, but then I think of that. I was like, what if I had a couple pops and I went?
Yeah.
What if I just gassed it and ran this dude? It gives me chills talking about it. So it's no fun, and that's horrifying. So not that I'm super responsible for anything, but I felt really good last night sitting in there going, you know what? This is the right thing to do because I'm not going to go out there and climb in traffic, and I'll be asleep in 30 minutes. It'd be even better. 10:30?
That type of story, you just think about, Henry Ruggs, and last week, completely different. Yeah. The guy's catching a pass in the NFL.
Think about it. National championship in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
He's drafted in the first round of the draft 2 years ago. He's the linchpin to the Raiders' future and their offense. He's like one of the receivers they're building around. It's over. Just all out from under him. And the next time we see him, it might be like 36. And that'll be, it's ridiculous. It's talent gone, and it is, we all have had that opportunity to make a mess of our lives in that regard. So that one woke me up for some reason last night. That just woke me up. It's a terrible story. But
the video here.
The car
ridiculous.
Is, well, the Toyota that he hit at Tacoma or something just exploded.
Looked like a
burst into
Prius.
flames. I said it was a Tacoma. It
Tacoma?
Busted into flames.
Damn screen.
And then his car is I don't know if
Corvette,
it was brand, probably
like
new. It's the big Super Corvette. Yeah, look at that fire. I mean, that car has exploded. And his is over on its top, right?
No, it's just all smashed in.
Smashed up. Man, oh man. That car is an inferno. It's crazy. And just a tragedy. So if you're drunk right now, stop it. Because it's about the time Henry was out doing. So if you're dicking around, you're boozing, you're driving, it ain't worth it, man. Simply ain't worth it. What a story.
Damn.
And you know what's scarier? When I was 22, I was that dumb.
Oh, yeah. We all were. I mean, obviously I was.
How old are you when you got in your thing?
That happened in, I think, 99.
Oh, okay. So 26, 25. Yeah. Still in dummy age.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah, impervious to it all.
Yeah, there was times, the scary part is there's been times that, prior to, I'd go outside and see if my car was there because I don't remember how I got home.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I've had nights like that, yeah. I'm like, did I drive home? Yeah.
Well, I get to the point,
of those deals.
Drinking, and I've said this, people hand me their keys because I act normal when I'm drunk. Like, I normalize. And I'm like, I am not in a good spot. And they're like, here, you drive, you're fine. And I'm like, I'm not. But they tell you you're fine, and you're like, I am fine. Next thing you know, you're like driving. I'm like, I'm not fine. Then you get home, and you're like, how did I do this?
One eye open,
or just you get home and you start staggering around the house. You're like, oh my God, did I just so?
And it turns into funny tales. I mean,
sometimes
you hear guys talk about like,
when you make it, it's all fun and games.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's just it's oof, man. This one was scary because no matter what, the people in front of them. Nothing. I can't even imagine living with that. It's just got to be awful, especially because you were stupid. I'm not that his whole life's torn down. He killed someone, and so multiple lives are ruined. One is gone, and multiple are ruined. It's just
the toughest
awful.
One is
awful story.
Having a friend or whatever. That how many times have you seen that? Like you shouldn't be driving. I'm fine.
Yeah. Oh, you try to talk him out of it,
and you don't. Most of the time because they're like, I'm fine. You let me go. You can only do so much.
And you don't want to be their mom.
Yep.
And you don't want to be the dick at the party that's like, you're not doing, but you probably should be.
That's what happened. That was what happened with me. My buddy was trying to get me to stop. I'm like, I'm fine.
I'm fine.
And I left.
And it's all laughs and everything else. But yeah, we got to be better about that. I especially. But that was eye-opening yesterday. I was just seeing that stuff. Some reason that got me. Some reason that story right there is like, that's enough, John. No more even one or two. That's it. You're all done here. And so laid down in the H&H Ranch, watched a little Seinfeld after the game. Like a baby. Because, the Dos Equis will put you down. Let's get ourselves a wake-up song, shall we? 585-9800. A good one, and we'll scream it together. It's 98 KUPD. Get off me, Holmes!
98.
If the younger generation doesn't get into rock, then guess what? An art form has died.
You've been listening to Holmberg's Morning Sickness Podcast, brought to you by our friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Eric'sFamilyBBQ.com.